So sorry for all these technical issues. Let's start with uh, research methods and contents. Basically, is research. So whenever we are talking about research, it's mean that we are going to investigate some new facts in any branch of knowledge. Like like with passage of time, knowledge is updating, new things, new technology, and a lot of changes are having and taking place. So there is always a need to investigate that new facts, and if there are some new technology, if there is certain new information, different issues are happening. So we are going for a very brief and very detailed investigation about these branch of knowledge. Basically, whenever we start with research, so that is a very systematic effort to gain some new knowledge. Whenever we talk about a systematic knowledge, so a systematic way, technically we are talking about the research in which we are going to define our problem, that what the issue we are facing. So basically, want to address this issue, and we are coming up with certain objectives or hypotheses. We are formulating that, okay, that how we can solve this issue, or what is the important issue that need to be addressed. We are going in detail, and after that we are going to collect some data. We are organizing and evaluating the data, and then we are reaching to a certain conclusion, and that conclusion is basically the investigation, and we are going to have a new insights about this particular knowledge. So basically, there is always a need to conduct research, and there is a certain logic that why there is always a need to dig out the different or expand the different knowledge. So basically, there is an explosive growth in influence of the internet. A lot of information is available. The growth patterns are there. There are a strong influence from the all the stakeholders in a business organization. There is a very rigorous competition that is going on. There are organizations and businesses. They are competing for the customers, and there are a lot of things that are happening. So that all these things they need, that how we can, let's say, like with reference to competition where that is going on within the business organization. So there is always a need to find the strategies or new ways that how we can tackle this competition and how we can get a competitive edge. There is more now government interventions in all the policy making, either that is in business organization or any other sector of the society. So that requires and more informed information, more up-to-date knowledge, and then the the new advanced computing power and speed, like machine learning and artificial intelligence. There are few enhanced powerful computer system, big data that we are talking about. So all these things they demand that there must be certain. Uh, I again lost my screen. Hello.
Doctor, we can see you.
Okay, my screen is now completely blank. I'm not sure.
But we can
Reinvent.
see you, and we can see we can see your presentation too.
Okay, but like for me, my
But
screen is
if you
totally
can't
blank.
see it, how you're not going to be able to? It seems like you touched it. You clicked on it.
Yeah, but my screen is totally blank. I'm not sure what is.
What you can do is put your presentation. Well, no, your screen is completely blank.
Yeah, I
You can
cannot
all you
see.
can send me your presentation, and then I can change the slides for you.
Okay,
And I think it's the
but
sharing of your screen that might be causing the problem.
yeah, but currently I cannot see anything. So I cannot. My
One of
screen
the
is
students
totally
says
blank.
switch your monitor off and then switch it back on again.
Okay, qualitative data and research. In quantitative, we deal with certain numerical data. Say there is a certain empirical data. We want to test that data. So we have a certain data that is in a quantifiable terms. Say time series data is there, panel data, cross-sectional data. Whenever we talk about these type of different data sets, time series, let's say we want to check the GDP of any country. So we need collect that particular data. We are making certain analysis, and then we are coming up with our different findings. Time we need a cross-sectional data. Let's say a GDP of different regions. Let's say the African region, the Japan, the Pakistan, Malaysia, and US, European countries. So we are taking one type of data across different sections. We are analyzing and making certain conclusion. And sometimes we are using panel data. Panel data means that is the combination of both time series and cross sections. Whenever we are dealing with certain numerics, certain data like data of GDP, any economy of company, financial markets, finance in the field of finance, we can say there are a lot of data available. We are dealing with this sort of data. Whenever we are dealing with a data that is already readily available, or we are collecting that data in, and we want to quantify something, we move to qualitative data. Qualitative data is totally different thing. Whenever we try to compare and contrast different facts, like basically the biggest thing in this particular qualitative data is methodological triangulation. This methodological triangulation, like we are having three important things: our observations, interviews, and surveys. Whenever we are dealing with observing these things, we are making certain interviews and we are making certain surveys. So we are in the domain of qualitative research. What uh, similarly, like we talked about that we are doing a research where data is already readily available, or we quantify that data, we collect this data and making certain analysis. Here, basically, in qualitative, we are not going to come up with the data. Rather than, let's say, there are different type of studies that we can conduct in qualitative data. Let's say ethnographic studies, where we want to document the culture. Culturing event is happening. We go to that culture, we observe, we make certain surveys, we make certain interviews, and then we come up that our findings and so on. So here, the nature of analysis or the nature of data which is available that we can collect via observation, via surveys, or via interviews. In certain, let's say we are working on sociology context, and we are making certain report writing on criminal psychology. So we go to these criminal pupils, we talk to them, we observe, we make certain surveys, we take certain interviews, and then we can come up with our analysis. Uh, Usually, let's say if we talk about grounded theory research, which is purely qualitative based research, in which we go and take the theory from data, right? Let's say all the population studies are where we are interested in finding the population pattern. Let's say high mortality, low mortality, high fertility, and low fertility. So we basically collect the data, and from that particular data, we are going to take the theory. So this is all we are going to do in qualitative form of research.
Okay, doctor, I think I was behind you a little bit. You had two separate slides, one on qualitative and one on quantitative. You just went through both of those slides, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So moving forward, the contents of research. Now, this is very important thing that how the research contents that there exist. Uh, Sorry, I have to.
Oh no, I think we lost our presenter again. He's having to re-log in. Okay, so here we're looking at the process of research. In the center of all this is formal training. It's where you're developing your knowledge and your concepts of what you want to study. And then around that, you're formulating, number one, the question. You have a question that you want to answer. And then number two, formulate the goals and objectives. And then number three, start to plan and design the research. And then number four, you're generating research results because you're implementing your design. And then number five is you're interpreting the results and drawing conclusions. Basically, you're now answering the question from number one. So research has a simple method, a process to it. It's just a matter of formulating the question and formulating the objectives of that question, and then planning the research methodology to research it. You get your results, you analyze them, and then you get your answer. And there's lots of questions you can ask. When do the leaves fall? And at what day normally do the leaves start to fall from a certain type of tree? Well, over a couple of years, you start to track the date at which you start to see leaves fall from that tree. And then over time, you get an idea of when the average day is when those leaves start to fall. And so the original question is, when do these leaves fall? Then you start to formulate your objective. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to get an average of when they do this. Okay, so my plan of design. Every year I'll observe the tree, and when the leaves start to fall, I'll record the date. Now, some years go by, you're generating your research results, and then you say, okay, enough years have gone by. I'm going to go ahead and interpret the results. So you get an average of when those leaves start to fall from a certain tree. So whatever question you can ask, you start to go through this process of developing this methodology, these 5 steps. Where are you, Dr. Syed? Where are you? There you are. Okay, can you unmute your microphone? I think you can unmute your microphone now. Yes, I see you. You are here.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah. So uh, I was talking about research methods, qualitative and quantitative. Now we are moving towards the process of research, which is basically uh, uh, where we are talking about the contents of research. Basically, this particular diagram that talks about that how different contents are there and how they are very important. So we start with basic research problem. Is our research problem that we want to address that problem. We want to resolve that issue. We come up with different questions. We formulate goals and objectives, which is on the second type of second process. We move to plan and research our design. We generate results and discussion, and then we interpret the data. So this is the whole process of the research, that we start from a basic problem. That problem raises certain questions. In order to resolve the question, we formulate our goals and objectives. In order to achieve these goals and objectives, we plan and design our research. And then from that design, from that analysis, we generate results and then we interpret. So we will talk about one by one how these different things they do have they have a certain important things. So let's start with first thing, which is problem statement. I'm in slide number 10. Basically, this is the starting point where we are talking about what is the problem that we are going to investigate. What is the issue that whenever like we started in that why we want to do a research, there's always we are going to resolve any problem that we are going to investigate. This is the most critical thing. Now here what is important, we have to define and describe the issue and problem that we want to study and how this problem is going to contribute a significance for the readers. So now whenever we are talking about the issue, that issue must be of some interest to a certain body of knowledge. The magnitude should be something, let's say now currently the rapid growth of technologies, right? So more people are interested in finding or in doing some research and finding that how generative AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, enforcement systems. Now people are interested that like how we can answer these different problems and how we can resolve these different problems. So that makes an interest. If you are coming up with this sort of problem that is of the interest of the audience, that is the interest of the people who are going to have a benefit from this research, and then there must be a magnitude of your research. Let's say we are doing on criminals type of corporate frauds or something. So magnitude of the study, the interest of the study, and these are the again I lost my screen.
Okay, we're waiting. Wow, having so many technical difficulties today. Okay. I know you can still see the screen. Yeah, we'll have to probably postpone this class so they can get a full, complete class on this. So I have a question here. How many key steps in the research method process? Basically 5. You could throw in 6. But it's basically, you have to form your hypothesis. You have a question, you form your hypothesis, you formulate the goals, plan and design the research methodology, then you generate your research data, and then you interpret them. And then you could also add another step, drawing conclusions. Okay, our presenter's coming back in. Here's another question I see here. So there's a question here, when you're doing your doctoral thesis or even your master's thesis or even a bachelor's thesis, if you plan to do those, because they are optional, and you can even do, if you're doing an assignment, if you're doing an assignment, and it's not really your thesis paper, you can still do research methodology, even in an assignment. You can still create a questionnaire. So if you're just doing a course and you want some data to analyze, do a questionnaire online or go around the streets and ask people around your city what they think about a certain topic, or just get some data, and then come back and analyze that data and do some draw your conclusions, do your results from the data, and just do that in a normal assignment. Create it into a research project. So you don't have to save your research for a big thesis. No, it's actually better to do small research projects, testing out different types of methodologies in different types of smaller courses. You're going to learn a lot more that way. That's what I prefer. Oh,
Excuse me, I'm
Syed,
here.
are there? I can't see you. I'm looking for you. I thought I pinned you. Okay, there you
Yeah,
are. As I'm talking, I'm looking for you and I can't find you.
yeah. So I was talking about the problem statement. Now, the second important thing is objectives of your research. Whenever we are, can you hear me, right?
Yes.
All right. We are on slide number 11. That here we will talk about the objective of our research. Now, in objective, we display that what is the expected result or outcome of the research study that is conducted. Like why we are doing this thing, we want to achieve, what expected result we want to achieve from this research. So we have to be very much clear in setting our objectives. Let's say we want to determine the effect of customer expectation on customer satisfaction. Now, we are very much clear what we are going to do. And we always know that whenever we are setting our objectives, they must be measurable, must be very smart, like specific. You see, the determine the effect of customer expectation and customer satisfaction. Very much clear. The objective is very much clear. The intent is very much clear. We know that it is achievable. We know that is doable. So this is how objectives are set out. So usually we have these sort of statements that what we want to determine, we want to find, we want to explore, we want to identify different terminologies we can use for these setting our objectives. Let's say we are interested to find out the effect of service quality and customer satisfaction. So again, we are going to find the relationship between different factors. And usually, if we analyze these two things, they are moved towards quantitative style of writing objectives. We want to identify how word of mouth communication impact on customer satisfaction, right? So we are identifying. So whenever we are setting our objectives, they are based on certain research questions. Now, what is the research question? A reflection of objective must be in research question, right? So there is an proper association between research objectives and question. What we have a question in our mind, what we want to achieve. So these are the two things. They are morely interrelated, right? So research questions are usually the statements that we want to get the answers in the study, right? Let's say we have a research idea about advertising and share prices. Now, our statement of the question must be that how does the running of a TV advertisement campaign designed to boost the image of the company affects its share price? So this is the research question, that how advertisement is going to affect your share prices. Let's say we are talking about job recruitment via the internet, like mostly the LinkedIn and most of the Upwork, Fivers, they are all using this sort of thing, that how recruitment is done via the internet. So this is an research idea. Question must be, or it can be, that how effective is recruiting for new staff via the internet in comparison with traditional methods, right? So we are comparing here. Question is, like, we want to address the issue that whether the job recruitment via internet is feasible or not. It is how it is different from traditional methods and so on. Moving forward, I was talking about that there must be a certain linkage of research question and objectives. Now, here we can find different questions and then different objectives. They must be aligned. Each question must be aligned with a certain objective. Let's say if we go to, if you can see the slide number 13, we have a statement, research statement as one. What is the effect of customer expectation on customer satisfaction? This is our research question. Accordingly, we will formulate our research objective. So if we can see the research objective, that now our question is, what is the effect of customer expectation on customer satisfaction? So this is how we formulate our objective. So our first objective that is linked with our research question is, so we want to determine the effect of customer expectation on customer satisfaction. Slight different. Basically, the nature of the statement is now totally different, but the important thing is you have to link the question with your objective. Your second question is, what is the effect of service quality on customer satisfaction? And you will formulate our objective, and your objective will be to find out the effect of service quality on customer satisfaction. So question and how you can achieve that question. Objective is basically talks about how we can achieve the uh, how we can achieve or how we can answer to our questions. And then let's say the third research question is, what is the effect of word of mouth communication on customer satisfaction? So here now our objective is, we are interested to identify how word of mouth communication impact on customer satisfaction. So there is a slight change in the statement, but they are interlinked. We have a three questions and we have equal objectives. There can be the more one research question can be addressed via different objectives. It's not like their numbers must be the same. The point is, there must be a linkage of your research question with your objectives. Let's say so we can this is the most important thing, that in any research you're always we have a different question. If our objective is totally different, so our results will end up with nothing, like that will not contribute to a certain body of knowledge. The next important content of research is, whenever we talk about significance of the research, is the importance of study. Why is your study necessary? Like, why it is necessary? Let's say there is a certain problem, we have a certain question, we have developed our objectives. Now, why, what this study will contribute to the society, right? Let's say we are, let's say in context that we are going to do this research. We are interested to find how customer satisfaction and job requirement or whatever the thing that we are addressing. Now, how this research will benefit to the certain, like users of this research, right? Why this your research is beneficial? It will come up with can present the government, and government can incorporate these changes in their structure, in their policy. Ultimately, the society gets benefited from. This is how you need to present the pretty important for words in word sense. It's important for students to adopt this research. It's important for the pharmaceutical company to adopt this research, for the government to make necessary changes. So let's talk about and obviously students.
Dr. All of a sudden we cannot hear you. Your voice just went to zero. Yeah, we just lost your voice completely. And actually the time of the class is up. I think we're going to have to fix these technical problems. And I think we're going to have to reschedule this class. And we want you to come back as soon as possible. And I think we're going to have to fix these technical. If you want to, we can have our technician, our computer technician, contact you and work out the issues that are going on. But I think everybody had a chance to download the presentation from chat. But I think we're going to have to work out the technical issues and then bring Dr. Syed Qasim Shah back.
Can you hear me
Because
now?
yes, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. All right. So then we have next important section or content is literature review.
And one of the students has an idea here that you can actually record the presentation on your own computer, to where you're like going through the presentation and recording it with a screen capture video. And then you can come and just play the video and then be answering questions about it in chat.
Um, so we
And then
already have.
because the advantage of that is that you're not having to deal with the bandwidth for the internet connection. You just deal with your own computer.
Yeah.
That is a good option.
All right. So when we can have this?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to reschedule because of all the interruptions. I think the students don't have a good, clear, logical flow of what the ideas are being presented.
Right.
So I think we're going to have to reschedule this. And
Yeah.
if you can
Sure.
record the presentation on your own computer, I think that would be better.
All right. All right. I will be recording and then sharing with you.
Yeah, let me give you my email address so that
All
you
right.
can actually send your recording to me, and then I'll have it ready. So I'll put my email address in chat right now. It's just edward@aiu.edu.
All right.
So Let me put those 2 books back up that I had put up before. So that anybody who didn't download them before can do so now. Okay, I'm putting the books back up into chat. And there's just the quickest books I have right now available on research methods. But there's a lot more books out there that we have available to us. Dr. Syed Qasim S, we want you back.
All right.
So you can email me and I'll get you together with my computer technician, and then you can figure out how to straighten out the volume and connections and the bandwidth and everything.
Right. All right. All right.
Ah, it's a little bit frustrating because we were so looking forward to this. So please, we want you back as soon as possible. Everybody, if you have any questions,